Jury has spoken. Bob McDonnell and his wife Maureen guilty on corruption charges.
This is the first time in Virginia history a governor has been indicted and found guilty. The jury found Bob McDonnell guilty on 11 counts, his wife guilty on 9 counts. The couple will be sentenced January 6th.
And tonight our team coverage begins with 10 on your side's Andy Fox.
Governor McDonnell, what would you like to say about the convictions? Devastated and shocked, former Governor Bob McDonnell, now a convicted felon, a stinging reality for a politician who had never lost an election.
All I can say is my trust remains in the Lord, and thank you.
The jury did not buy the story that he and his wife Maureen were so estranged they could not have possibly conspired against Johnny Williams, taking loans and gifts for selling the office. Verdicts finding McDonnell guilty of promoting Williams' business by using or trying to use state labs, arranging meetings with Dr. Bill Hazel and Johnny Williams, using Governor's Mansion to launch Williams' Anata-Block, accepting a $15,000 check from Johnny Williams, then a $50,000 check, then a $20,000 check. Accepting gifts and loans they were not entitled to, accepting $2,300 at Kinloch Golf Club, accepting $1,400 at Kinloch Golf Club. Is there anything you'd like to say?
We can talk about this another day.
We asked jurors for comment on what led them to find the McDonnells guilty of so much. They are quoted as being moved by the collective McDonnell raw emotion in court after the verdicts were read. It may have been Assistant U.S. Attorney David Harbach's masterful closing argument that connected the dots for the jury. Longtime political analyst Paul Goldman watched most of the trial.
Some things are too coincidental to be a coincidence. He put all those coincidences together. And they shifted the burden to the defense. Hey, if you don't have a better, argument than we got, you're going to go down.
And that is exactly what happened.
We're very disappointed, but we're not deterred. This fight is a long way from over.
McDonnell's attorney Henry Asbill said McDonnell is deeply saddened and disappointed, shocked, very upset. How disappointed are you?
Were you surprised? Extraordinarily disappointed.
Do you all plan to appeal?
Of course.
And why do you think they voted so overwhelmingly against the governor after all your reasonable doubt?
I don't know. I wasn't in the jury room. I have no idea.
Asbill says he will appeal after the McDonnells are sentenced in January. In Richmond, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
10 on your side's Erin Kelly was also in Richmond. She was in the courtroom when the verdict came down.
For 6 weeks, Bob and Maureen McDonnell have sat in a courtroom on the 7th floor of this building, hardly showing any emotion. But all of that changed today as the clerk read the verdict. The entire family seemed stunned. They had walked the steps to the federal courthouse dozens of times in the past 2 months, a few blocks from their old home, the governor's mansion. Thursday afternoon, Bob and Maureen McDonnell entered a packed courtroom that waited for them and grew silent as the jury came in with the verdict. Already, their friends and family seemed overwhelmed by the weight of the moment. Then came the word from the clerk, guilty. It seemed to sting the family each of the 20 times she read it. The McDonnell children sobbed loudly. Maureen McDonnell wept. Bob McDonnell shook as he cried, hunched over in his chair, his hand on his face. He seemed a different man from the one who arrived at the courthouse earlier that morning.
Just got immense faith in the providence of God and His goodness in my life. He's guided me for many, many years, and I've just cast all my cares and hope and trust in Him. And that's why, between that and having a remarkable family, it's not been too hard to shoulder the burden.
Outside the courthouse, Bob and Maureen McDonnell left separately as they had the entire trial. This time, instead of walking the same familiar steps away from the courthouse, they got into 2 cars, which drove away. Maureen McDonnell has not said much coming in and out of this courthouse for 6 weeks, and that did not change today after she heard the verdict. In Richmond, Erin Kelly, 10 on your side.